Thank you for having me. I'm trying to remember what my naturalization question was. The thing I had to write was, I remember it was in the form of a question and I had to answer it. What was it? I missed my old green card, which actually wasn't green. If you've ever seen one, it's not actually green in. I think in the J. Crew catalog, it'd be described as like sand dollar or something. So if you flip it to the back of the card, where there's this magnetic strip and then the little dots underneath the magnetic strip, if you look very carefully, those little dots, each of them are silhouettes of every American president, like little card silhouettes of every American president until the time of when the card was issued. It's amazing from a design standpoint. And you cannot photocopy it, I tried. If you find someone with a green card, just ask to look at it. I mean, not asking in a nice way.
Show me your green card.
Yeah. But yeah, that thing is just like, it's insane. And you can actually see like the little... So the book is 98 Wounds, so I'll read a short little piece and then a kind of a longer thing. It's the first book that's fiction. I say fiction, but it's more like fiction adjacent. And I guess I always thought that the segue from poetry and essays into fiction would be a lot easier. But it's not. So this is from the last piece in here called Bolster, which is one of my homage to the pillow book of Say Shinagon. The pillow bolster. Okay. Do you have any enemies? Are you anyone's enemy? What is your feeling on revenge? Given the opportunity without reprisals, would you? Is vengeance mine or yours? What is your feeling about karma? Karma chameleon, you come and go? Eye for an eye or turn the other cheek? Cheek to cheek or tit for tat? Measure for measure or give an inch? Take the mile or stand your ground? Is forgiveness really divine? Can you forgive someone who doesn't believe he has wronged you? Can you forgive someone who hasn't asked for forgiveness? How many times can you apologize for the same wrongdoing? Divine retribution or human payback? Forgive and forget or forget about it? Would you feel better if there was a punishment involved, or would you just feel petty and spiteful? Hanging or stoning, caning or beating? When is an apology not an apology? Is a reluctant apology or a mandated apology still good? Are you sure you're not just being overly sensitive or petty? What can you not forgive? Is someone forgiving you now? Should you be forgiven? Are apologies ever enough? Look who's sorry now. Does sorry really seem to be the hardest word? What's your apology worth really, or your forgiveness for that matter? Is the slate ever really wiped clean? Are you having an asthma attack? No, it is not. Surreal, Kafkaesque, epic, the least bit fair, the end of the world, what you need or what you deserve, or untenable. Yes, it is most surely fucked up, a lovely day, a burden to bear, preferably in silence and definitely with dignity. I would most certainly like to bend without fear of breaking, break without fear of judgment. Version of this, and it's called Marriages. My husband came home with a clap. Actually, it was more of a standing ovation. His job in insurance has him traveling around the state to all sorts of podunk towns. It's shameful that the public restrooms in so many of these places unmaintained to proper sanitary standards. The Surgeon General really ought to speak out about this issue. Use the toilet tissue to make a seat cover protector, or use newspaper, I tell him, or squat on the bowl. But he never listens. On the positive side, the penicillin shots should help clean up the acne on his back. My husband and I have absolutely no problems about public displays of affection. We often stroll down the street hand in hand or arm in arm, gazing contentedly into each other's eyes and not caring who stares or gawks. When the mood strikes us, we might even embrace and kiss each other deeply and intensely. We're not ashamed of our love. And if they don't notice us at first, we double back and stand directly in front of them. We kiss and make out and fondle each other in a tasteful manner, of course. We believe it is important for others to see what perfect love looks like. When I got home, I discovered that my husband was possessed by an evil spirit, a horrible demon. I called the only exorcist that was listed in the yellow pages, but the earliest he could come was in 2 days. What could we do? We had no choice but to wait and tough it out. My demon-possessed husband yelled and screamed at me, calling me all sorts of hateful and mean names. Then he started smacking me around and throwing things at my head. He played Twinkie porn loudly on all the television sets. He forced me to perform various vile and depraved sex acts, but when I tried to kiss him, he would turn away with a repulsive look. He started calling his penis Neil and his left testicle Nigel. His right testicle refused to participate. Good for you, right testicle, I say. He, Nigel, and Neil would gossip viciously about me as if I wasn't in the room. I'd walk into a room and find them huddled together, whispering and sniggering. And then when they see me, they would start giggling insanely, and then I'd hear Nigel crackling from another room. How do they do that? The devil surely works in mysterious ways among men. Actually, this was exactly just like it was in our regular life, except that he wasn't trying to humiliate or belittle me in public or in front of our friends. When the exorcist came to our door, I told him we did not need his help after all. The demon had left and we were okay. So talking about penises, which some really won't, but the meaning of the word penis, the etymology of the word penis as we know it to be a male member, like dates back only to 1850. Can you imagine, like, in 1849? What did you do? It's probably a lot of pointing, but anyway. My husband's mother, in a bid to improve herself, is enrolled at the barely accredited College of Cosmetology and Cosmetic Surgery. They're not the same thing, you know that, right? I tell my husband. Well, duh, he says, obviously, otherwise it would be called the College of Cosmetology or Cosmetic Surgery. To show his support, he has offered to be a final graduating project. You're not playing, I tell him, but he's doing something to his face with a blackhead remover that is simultaneously fascinating and repulsive. Without listening to me, he's ready for beauty. And now he can hardly sit because of the silicone butt injections. The dark circles of his raccoon eyes belie the chemical peel and peek from behind the bandages covering his face. Strangers, handsome men on the street keep running up to give him their phone numbers and business cards. They give him obscene propositions scribbled on the backs of receipts and any old scrap of paper or napkin. They're so sure that there's a Clooney-esque hunk hidden underneath all that bandage and tape. I'm hoping she fails, or gets a C- or takes an incomplete. I'm not choosy. How did I go from being the most irresistible person in the world to becoming the most irritating person in the world? How long did that change, that metamorphosis, take to occur? Was there a pupating stage? Was I anyone else in the process? Most agreeable, most nonchalant, most oblivious, most forgiving, most what the fuck? Obviously, I did not see the changes happening, so were they seamless transitions, or were they definite beginning and ending points, starts and stops as if we were driving a stick shift for the first time? Was it all plain for everyone to see, or could only one person see this happening? Why won't anyone tell me? The only person who knows all the answers is my husband, but he's not home. I'm calling his cell phone again. I've text messaged him repeatedly and left countless voicemail messages, but I haven't heard back one squeak from him. My husband snores as if it's the end of the world. We have a mid-sized studio apartment and I'm often cranky for lack of a good night's sleep. Try sleeping on your back, friends suggest, or sleeping with a tennis ball taped to your side or a golf ball. Try elevating your feet or your hips. Try wearing thick socks on one foot. How about a nose clip, a half clip on one side, the left side, the right side? Drinking some brandy before bed, hot milk, olive oil in the temples. For me, this suggests tug on his pillow, elbow him sharply. Friends offer all sorts of advice, but nothing works. Every night when we go to bed, it's as if a garbage truck is fighting with a hippopotamus right there in our room. Try a white noise machine, someone suggests. But then it just ends up with me trying to sleep on a beach while a garbage truck is fighting a hippopotamus as seagulls attack them both. So when he had a heart attack and had to be warded in the hospital, I was delighted. Finally I could get a good night's sleep or two, but I could not. Now when he snores, I turn my back to him and press up close to him, back to back, so I can feel the vibrating timber. The buzzing reassures me that he's not dead in bed beside me. I stick a pillow over my head and I slowly drift off. I'm in the Serengeti, and we are sitting on lawn chairs amidst the tall grass. The sun is about to set, and we each have a small tumbler of black coffee in hand. My husband reaches over and holds my hand as the sun dips below the horizon. In the distance, a garbage truck is fighting with a couple of hippopotamuses. Oh look, a puma and a lion stalking in the grass about to pounce into the melee. What? The seagulls and the buzzard and the pelican want to join in? Sure, why not? Here comes an ape with a spanner in one hand and a wind chime in the other, jumping into the mess. This is going to go on for a while. I'm rooting for the ape. I affectionately call him Preparation Ape. The only person who would find that amusing is my husband, and on cue I hear him guffaw, then the snoring resumes. Those three little words rear their icky hydra heads. No, not here's some cash. No, that's quite good too. The other three words that mean everything and nothing, which encompasses the constellation to a wad of phlegm at the bottom of your lungs, which spins the axis of living things, but is powerless to stop a door closing, which is unspeakable, yet uttered every 2.3 seconds by someone somewhere in the world in whatever language. Some might even mean what they say, but mostly it's a matter of what the other hears. You will succumb to it. Everyone does, at least eventually. You may triumph over it or think you do, or you might let it ruin you, turn you into fungus. Oops, it's 2 seconds, 2.1, 2.2. Do you hear someone saying it? Someone says, I love you. Someone else says, okay, define love. Someone says, I love you too, but I'm married. You don't love me, you just think that you do because I represent the freedom that you desire in your cloistered life. 2 seconds, 2.1, 2.2, someone else says, I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. What was that again? Let's be friends. Stop, don't spoil what we have together by saying that. Someone says, who are you? Stop following me or I'll call the police. 2 seconds, 2.1, 2.2, someone else says, no, you lust after me, but that's okay. Someone else says, love is an artificial construct, but it's not your fault because you've been oppressed, brainwashed even. Hey, can I get a back rub? 2 seconds, 2.1, 2.2, someone else says, but the Winter Olympics pairs figure skating tryouts are in 2 weeks. We have to focus, this is not the right time. Someone else says, I can only love Jesus Christ, my personal Lord and Savior. Do you know that he died for you? You could have eternal life, do you? Someone else says, you amuse me, you say the most outrageous things. 2 seconds, 2.1, 2.2, someone else says, shut up, my people hear you, he hates anyone saying that. 2 seconds, 2.1, 2.2, or perhaps someone else says, thank you for telling me that, and I want you to know that I mean every single thing I'm telling you now, even as I can't look you in the eye. Here, let me lean my head against you to slow the cyclone all around me. I think that you're a spectacular and amazing person, and I like you very, very much, and I think I might even love you or be able to fall in love with you. But I haven't been in that state of being for such a long time, and past experiences have gnawed and beaten me up so much that I'm not sure I even know what that state feels like anymore, or that I would recognize it even if it crawled up my leg and bit me on the inside of my ass. So I ask that you be patient with me. Be patient with me and forgive me. Forgive me for I am an incomplete idiot even at the best of times and circumstances. Forgive me for I will cling to illogicalities. I will wear down the hooks and hooves of my insecurities on your back. My timing will be arrhythmic and as dependable as a fake Seiko watch underwater, as precise as a cockeyed raccoon ballet. Forgive me because I know I will inevitably hurt your feelings for not even being aware that I'm doing it. I will be defensive and unthinking and lash out to protect all that is void or non-existent or useless. So forgive me evermore and be ever more patient with me. And when the time comes, should I not be in love with you, then I am a complete fool who doesn't deserve yours or anyone else's love, for who could not love someone with such qualities of patience and forgiveness and open-heartedness? Now hold me tight as I lean closer into you, tighter still, because I have this incredible and uncontrollable urge to simply and quietly cry as I lean into you and remind myself what you smell like as I remember what home smells like. Thank you.